Drill cook up.
Hey y'all.
Hey.
Welcome back to
Another episode of
Be Fucking For Real.
Because if you could be anything.
Gots to be fucking for real.
Period.
Y'all missed us.
Yeah, because y'all was kind of eating us up in the DMs. Like, golly, life was kind of, doing a little tootsie slide.
It was.
We back now. We going to catch y'all up with a lot, though.
We are going to catch you guys up. So excited to be back.
Yes.
A lot of things have happened.
Yes.
It's very exciting news. So maybe we just start there, Rach. You want to catch us up?
Ooh, child. So, okay, well, first let's start with what's one thing we had to be fucking for real about?
Okay. One thing, okay, I got it. I feel like over the past couple of weeks, like I had to really sit with anger.
Yeah.
And like be fucking for real. Like it's okay to feel that feeling.
Yeah.
So I just really had to embrace it and let myself feel it and let myself express it. It led to a lot of things, but I think me really feeling my anger and getting to the root of everything allowed for a breakthrough of where I needed to be and just feeling more at peace. So feel your feelings, people.
Yeah.
Feel your anger, but don't go crazy because you angry.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
I would say for me, it's more so I had to be fucking for real about like sometimes I'm just tired. You know what I mean? Like I work 2 jobs. I start a new job. We'll get to that later. So I do a lot of driving and like it's okay if I don't want to go to my second job and I gotta call out on them. You know what I mean? Because I want to go hang with my friends because that's how I refill my cup is by hanging with my friends and of course like being by myself. But I'm typically not that type of person. But it is what it is. And they'll be all right.
That job gonna be there.
Period. And if not, well,
get another one.
I'm better than that one anyway.
Period. And you are.
Look, okay, so
yes.
We gonna talk about our new little concoction.
Oh, okay.
Because we need a sip before we really get into the tea. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, so also I want to shout out to the new set.
Yeah, that too.
We are in a beautiful new set,
yes.
And we're just so excited. I feel like it's very just...
It's on brand.
Like, it's on brand.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's commemorating like this new season and new chapters in our lives with all the things that are shifting and changing. So we're very excited about that too. Okay, so we're going to get into this. So first of all, and we're going to tag you when we get to it, but shout out to, and he's like famous Instagram person. It is it Gage Briney? Gage Briney. He put us on. Yeah. So we are going to figure out if this Sauvignon Blanc mango concoction is really, what he gassed up or if it's trash. We're going to let y'all know. I'm not a salve girl. I'm not a dry girl. So hopefully the mango gives it the razzle dazzle that I need it to be.
And I'm not a salve girl either. So we're actually trying this together for the first time.
Yes.
Yeah, and I hope the mango just gives a little, one sip. Because if he was lying on Instagram, child, we coming for you. But anyway.
Let's do it. Cheers.
To the girls' weekend. Now, let me stop. It's interesting.
I'm not mad at it.
But we're going to see how I feel after I take a couple more sips. That first one is just to wet the whistle.
Yeah. I'm not mad at it. I think if I would have had it without it, I might not have liked it. But I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay. I'm here for it. So, updates. Rachel, what's new in your life?
Okay, so since the last time y'all saw us in front of this camera yapping our mouths away, we were going into like Valentine's Day, right? So there's nothing to talk about for there. So nothing happened. Didn't go out on a date. I mean, Bria and I were each other's dates, but we went out on the 13th because it never gave side piece Sunday. You understand? So we did that. I worked, went home, whatever. In the meantime of all of that, I did start a new job. So, yeah. So I really enjoyed that. The last position, I learned a lot, but it was just really toxic. And so I'm just grateful that the Lord allowed me to step out of that into a new, still in cardiology, but allow me to step into something new so I can, continue learning and all of that.
Yes.
Outside of that, dating is still dating. Like it, I know y'all be wanting some tea, but I really don't have none because the jokes really write themselves at this point. The jokes write themselves. Outside of that, yeah, I'm just gearing up for, Hot Girl Summer 3.0 because every summer has been a Hot Girl Summer. So, yeah, that's really it that I can think of off the top of my head. And then, yeah, once we get into the topics, you may get a little bit more.
Right.
So, what about you? Dr. Campbell? Period.
So school has been dragging me by my edges. But I'm finally in a place where things are moving in a positive direction. I feel like things are like slowing down temporarily, but speeding up a little bit. Mm-hmm. So just a couple updates. So I have written my first 3 chapters of my dissertation. And your first 3 chapters become your defense proposal. Mm-hmm. So my first 3 chapters are sent off to my committee members for their review. They'll give me feedback. Yes, clap it up. Drink to that. You hear me?
I should have got her an Alani. Look.
No, for real. But yeah, so that is really great. I'm in the process of putting my presentation together. So I should be defending my proposal this month, and that will help me to actually start the research process of like my actual study. Okay. So very exciting news. Going back a little bit to Valentine's Day, yes, we went out. It was a time. Valentine's Day was a little interesting. I had one person like drop off the face of the earth. Mm-hmm. Another person was like being weird about telling me happy Valentine's Day. It was a whole thing, but nothing deep or serious. Dating is still non-existent. I'm not talking to anybody. What else? I'm trying to think. Yeah, school's just been whooping my ass. That's about the highlight of it all. But we're fighting back and we are seeing it through. I have some really exciting opportunities that I may tell y'all about later, but the deals aren't sealed yet. So I gotta keep it on the hush hush. But yeah, so some exciting things career-wise are coming up. So yeah, I'm excited to see where they take me.
All good things for us both. Mm-hmm. Like we both said, like life, as you could tell, just based on our updates, like life has really just been taking a toll. But I mean, it's a part of like adulthood, you know what I mean? And so the fact that we took a break, but we were still progressing in other areas of life just shows you like we really be doing it.
We really be doing a lot for real.
Yeah.
A lot.
Whew. Hot seat. No, let me stop. Okay, so you want me to pick a topic?
Go ahead. You pick.
And again, y'all, if y'all have any topics, please let us know.
Please.
Because we love
y'all been beating down our block, so y'all might as well say some topics.
Exactly.
Thank you.
All right, here we go. Okay, so this one is recurring cycles of men.
Oh, God.
So...
Why?
So it's, because I'm trying to think of like where we could take it. Like we could take it by like spinning a block. We could take it of men that have just been in our lives.
Let's take it from that angle because I feel like we did spin in the block. Because we did spin in the block. Okay. But just like recurring men and like, okay, so I'll ask you since my brain is thinking. I feel like this topic is very close to home for me.
Okay.
Because I think I know what it is and I know what it isn't. Mm-hmm. There's still remnants of these people in my life. And I feel like in my current phase, it's like, where do I want to place you? Mm-hmm. So like for you one, do you feel like you have a cycle of recurrent men? And if so, how do you navigate where to place them in your life?
I think there's a recurring cycle in a sense of like, these men are just in my life. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not good. It's not bad. Right. We just have built.
They're just there.
Yeah, they're just there. Mm-hmm. But many of them I've decided because this is what it is. Like this is a place that you hold in my life, and I'm no longer allowing them to control their level of importance in my life, if that makes sense. Absolutely. Because when the roles were reversed and I was allowing them to do that, I'm in my feelings. I'm mad. I'm upset. I'm crashing out. Yeah. And it's just like, girl, please. But you already know what it is, right? And that doesn't mean that you have to necessarily cut them off unless it becomes too much emotionally for you both. Yeah. But I think when you set those boundaries and you actually stand firm to them, as I have, it makes things a lot easier because it's like, if we talk, we cool, we check in, hey, how you doing? Everything all right? Then we're going on about our business. But if we don't talk, then it's like, it's not the end of the world. And I'm like, oh my God, I haven't talked to him in like 10 days. He said he like, you know, it is what it is. And so I do appreciate that. But also, I only keep them, I don't want to say keep them around because that sounds terrible, but like allow them with that space to get close to me if I feel like there's some benefit for us both.
Yeah.
Like, we're both still learning from each other. But if we're not, like, then again, what are we even doing? Like, you texting me, how was your day? My day is fine.
Yeah.
Like, you're not providing any
substance.
Yeah, substance to my life. We're just having basic conversations.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say that. And again, just being firm on the boundaries that I've set for myself.
Yep.
What about you?
I would definitely 1,000% agree with you. I'm always big on like people's purpose in my life and like really evaluating the purpose that you serve in my life. I think the game changer similarly was like, I had to be in control of the narrative. I had to be in control of my emotions. I had to be in control of the level of access. And I think it's a power that you like take back when you're able, when you're able to really be like, look, I'm not about to let your absence or presence rock me in any particular way. But I've also been in a space of like navigating the gray in relationships because some of these men, I can't call you just a friend.
Right.
Because, you know, we weren't doing just friend things.
Yeah.
Right? But it's like, but I also like don't want to necessarily discard you either. So like I'm learning the nuance of the middle in these relationships, which is difficult for me because it's I'm a very black and white girl, but I also understand in maturing it's like spectrum and areas of gray. So I'm learning where to navigate that space based on like what I allow. But again, being in that emotional like control space, I think is the biggest game changer in anything, honestly.
So to continue with that same thought process, like what was the time or moment or thing that happened that made you say like, you know what, I'm giving you too much power, I need to take it back? And then how did you navigate communicating that with said person and allowing them to decide if that was something that they were okay with or not?
Woo. Rachel, you coming out thumping and swinging.
I mean, it's been a long time.
Back. I really gotta think. I feel like I can think of a lot of different people in a lot of different ways where that has happened. There's not one specific person or incident with the person that's standing out. But I will say, I think my turning point was the Shabuzi incident.
Okay. Watch back if you
I'm
don't know
go
about
back
it.
A couple episodes. I had a whole little moment. I think I was just so fed up and done.
Okay.
Like, and I think I was so tired of going on the emotional roller coaster of dating where I'm like, something has to give here. I have to do something differently. So I'm just not a mess. I'm not, you know, trying to like seek something that I don't need to be seeking. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that incident, and just for a brief recap, it was a ghosting incident. But I think I was just like, you know what? I got to take me a lot more seriously, and I got to really stand on like what my boundaries and standards are. And I think that translated in a lot of different incidents with different people, and also being in a space where like, I'm telling you, that emotional space, like it doesn't matter like what we do or don't do.
Yeah.
I'm cool regardless. Like your actions don't bear anything over me. And if it does, I'm able to sit with myself and regulate those things. So I would say that one incident was a big game changer for me. What about you?
I think for me, it was from the past, like my ex. And when I think back to like how I acted, how I responded, I didn't like that version of myself. It actually was kind of scary because it was like, wow, you really gave this person all this power. And what they say or what they do affects, and your mood swings are so high and low because of what a person says. I was like, yeah, no. So going through and dating, I mean, I haven't been perfect. Like, we all have our crash out moments. But I think for me, when I have time to sit and really reflect, I'm like, who is this person that I'm allowing that much power over my life? And typically, once I really sit down and figure out what it is, then I'm like, yeah, no, absolutely not. And it doesn't mean that I'm going to approach it with like, I don't care, but it's only going to be to a certain point where I'm going to have to, like, these are my boundaries. This is what we are doing. This is what we're not doing. If you're okay with that, you can stay around. If you're not okay with that,
gotta go.
He for the streets. You know what I mean? But, yeah, and I think for me, it has allowed a lot of growth emotionally because although I'm not crashing out on them, I can still crash out in my own home and I can really process those feelings and figure out like, where are they coming from? Why do I feel this way? Is this a trigger? Is this something you've healed from? Is it something you think you've healed from and you really haven't?
Right.
So just really assessing all of that. But yeah, I would say that was the situation for me. And that was this 2026, that was like 6 years ago. But I still think back to it because I know how far I can take it. Like, I could take it to hell.
To hell, yeah.
But if I take it to hell, what good does that do for my growth? And what good does that do for them? Because now it's a volatile situation. We're adults. Like, you shouldn't even ever have to feel or even be put in a situation like that. So, shout out to us for growth. And I mean, just to continue growth, you know, I feel like dating is a joke, but I mean, you do learn a lot about yourself.
You do. Even
if things don't work out or things don't go as planned, like, it's one of those things where it's like, back to what you said, the purpose, like, what did I learn out of this situation that when I move forward and date someone else, like, I would address it differently and or the same. So,
and I think that space allows for conscious choices, right? It's like, if I know what it is and know what it isn't, like, I get to make a choice here,
right,
to engage or not, knowing like the outcomes, right? Like, if I engage here, it doesn't mean this, right? If we spend more time, it doesn't mean that, right? But back to choices, I think we also have choices, which comes into empowering ourselves of saying like, hey, if I just want to do this, then I just want to do that. And I know what it is and it isn't. Because I think sometimes we just, as women, we focus on like this whimsical, you know, idea of dating. And it's just like, I think there's a lot of power and autonomy in choice of like, yeah, this ain't my man, but maybe this is a person that I like to just kick you with. And I know that it ain't going more than just kicking it. Well, maybe this is a person I like to have sex with. And like, that's what we agreed upon. That's what it is. You go about your business, right? So I think also in that space, it's just like having that choice and autonomy and power of like choice for ourselves as women. When you have that clarity of what the relationship is or it isn't. Let me ask you this. Do you feel like there's anybody right now where you like, why the hell do we keep coming back?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm still trying to figure out the why, and it really could not be a why. It could be, girl, you need to put your foot down. Like, let it go. It's done. And I'm not even saying that I would want to pursue anything with him, but it's like, what are we even talking about? Like, when we get together, we hang out, we have a good time. Right. But you and I both know it's not going to be more than that. So then that goes back to like, is there a purpose, or are you just giving it out? Like, you just doing what you want to do.
You just hold on.
Yeah. Right. But I don't think, and I guess for me, it's not to a space of like, I need to cut them off like they've done something terrible. But I think it goes back to the choice of like, today I may want to talk to them and I may want to entertain and have a conversation. And then some days I don't, because I know that there's nothing more to it. And it also could be that I'm not even in a space that day I don't want to have those basic, boring conversations. Like, I'm in a space where I want to have more in-depth conversation, and I know that you're not going to provide that for me. But we could go out, we can have a good time, and I don't have to think about much. So I like that side, but ultimately I know in a partner and someone I'm wanting to date and marry, like, there has to be a balance. Like, we can't just keep it surface level all the time. But also equally, it don't have to be in depth every single time we talk. Every time. So yeah.
Okay, I got a follow-up question. And I know I didn't answer the question.
I'm screaming.
But do you think because it kind of feels, and I battle with I'm asking these questions because I ask myself these questions and I battle with it. Like, does our ability to, I don't want to say hang on, but keep these said relationships in our orbit, do you feel like that hinders you from the access of the person that we actually want?
I think that it could.
Okay.
Because I don't want to say no because that's crazy. Mm-hmm. But I think as I've grown and matured, I've been able to know that, like, I will know when it's my husband.
Right.
And I really stand firm in that. Mm-hmm. And none of these men give me, I'm your husband. And it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. I just know what I'm praying for. And I know what I want to see. And I know as many things in my life that I've prayed for, like, if I ask God for, like, a specific thing, like, he gives me that.
Right.
So I know it's from him.
Right.
So in my mind, I'm like, I could be, maybe the Lord is like, you need to let these people go when your husband comes. And maybe that's something I need to, focus and pray on. Because really, in a minute, like, all of y'all can go bye-bye. When it comes to my men, when it comes to my men, like, all y'all can go.
Yeah.
So I guess that would have to be something that I would have to really sit and process. But I feel like very, like, quick on the surface level, I don't feel that way because, I mean, I could cut them off in a minute. Mm-hmm. So, what about you?
I battle, honestly. I think I gotta remember the first question. What was my first question?
The first question.
Oh, are there people that's currently inside? Yeah, hell yeah, yes. Different people, different reasons, man. I think so. There's some people who I've had a deep history with that we are still connected. And it's not like again, like I know what it is, I know what it isn't. Like, those things are very clear. And then there's some people, or I think a person where it's just like it's kind of like magnets a little bit. Like, yeah.
Look, I get it. That was the person that
I already know. I already know. Yeah. So, yeah. So I think there's that. I think about my mom, and she talks about when she met her dad. I mean, her dad. My dad. She was like, I cut everybody off. Like, it was one New Year's, I cut everybody off. Da 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 da.
Period, Mom.
And it was like 4 months later. Actually, they met probably 30 plus years ago yesterday. That's when they met. And she was just like, I wasn't looking, I wasn't whatever, and it was just whatever, right? And so I feel like I've been in a space where it's like, I've been like, no ties, I don't want to talk to you, keep it with you, nothing. I think things just kind of naturally set up, but it could be, right? But I also feel like there is an in-between space, right? And I'm also a human. I don't feel like I'm necessarily like clinging to these attachments, but I think they serve certain purposes in certain periods of my life.
I mean, and we're still women at the end of the day, so it's like you do crave and want like the male energy. I think that goes back to what we were saying earlier, like having those boundaries.
Yeah.
Like just because you crave the male energy don't mean you need to have them over and you doing X, Y. You could be like, hey, let's go get a drink. Let's go catch up. And that could be enough to feel that the male energy. Or us having male friends.
Right.
Yeah. Or if you decide like this is what I want to do with this person and that's it, like that's also okay as well. As long as both parties, are open and honest. Yeah, you already know what it is.
Know what it is, know what it ain't, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think these things are very interesting. Yeah. It's something I literally sit with. And I think for some, it's like some represent a level of like safety for me. And that can look like a lot of different things, right? Like physical safety or emotional safety or, whatever. And it's like a thing that I like not cling to, but like hold closer because of that level. Like, okay, and I know if some stuff went down, like I can call X, Y, and Z person and they'll show up for me in this season of my life, right? So, I feel like it's a yes and to all of this, but I think where I am in dating now is like, I don't got control over shit but my actions.
Yeah, period.
Like, I can pray about my husband. I can, do the things to strengthen myself personally, but like the when, the where, the who, I have no control over that. So I feel like in the meantime, like we got to live life.
Right.
And living life is not necessarily in isolation. I think there are seasons where we need to do that. And I feel like I've been in those seasons.
Mm-hmm.
But I also got to live life. So I try not to be too judgmental or too hard on my choices. Like, oh, you talking to this person. Oh, you da-da-da.
Yeah.
You know, da-da-da. Like, it just is. Like, just be.
Yeah.
Right? And if and when that time comes where the chapter needs to officially be time stamped and dated and closed, then that's just what it is.
Right. Yeah.
So
I agree with you. I think it kind of like what your mom was saying, like, I feel like I would be the same. You know, like, I will know when I met my husband and I will cut them all off. But until then, this is where I'm at in life, right? And continuing to have those certain boundaries and not allowing myself to get caught up in a cycle of something that I know that's not what I want, but because I got comfortable with said person, now here we are.
Because that's different. I think that's very different. And I feel like we didn't really touch on that a lot. Because you can be in a cycle, BFFs, where you know you ain't supposed to be, but you hoping and you praying and you wishing and you're doing this and doing that. And if you do this a little too good, then maybe it make them do that. Like, nah, babe. Like, you got to know what it is and know what it ain't, right? And I think a lot of times, I feel personally, men are always going to tell you what it is and what it ain't.
That I was gonna say that earlier, before you asked me a question. Women, we have to learn as women to like set those boundaries because a man gonna tell you what it is, and that's all it is. Like, it ain't no, he tell me he want to be friends, but in the back of his mind he want a relationship. Now, some men do play the long game, but the majority of men gonna tell you up front what it is. And us as women, we fall in love a lot of times with potential, and a lot of it goes back to that growth aspect where it's just like, I can't fall in love with potential. I can only fall in love with what you show me at that time and what I meet and where I meet you and where you are in life. And now I have to take control of how I feel. So
literally, quick story before we wrap up. We was out yesterday and Rachel was like, why you in these people business? And I'm like,
no, because for real,
in their business. So this is what happened, y'all. All right, so I was posted on the wall. This guy came up to me and he said something to me. He was flirting or whatever. And, you know, we got to chopping it up. And he was with a shorty. But he was like, oh, that's just my friend. That's my homegirl. Da, 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 da. But he alluded to the fact of, like, you know, something being there that's not there. He's like, you know, I didn't say I liked her. I didn't da 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 da. I'm like, but this girl likes you. Yeah. And he was like,
and also, why does he pour his life out to? Okay, anyways, go ahead.
Listen, I just got that
finish your
effect
story.
On people.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
not you a therapist in the club.
Listen, this is what I do for a living. So I pull Shorty to the side. I'm like, hey, you like this man? And she was trying to like play it off, like, y'all been friends for XYZ amount of years, like. Baby, you over here playing the long game. I don't know what this man is telling you. I don't know what you're doing with this man. But, like, see this man for who he is and what he is. And I'm literally telling her this in the club. Like, because I just hate for women, like, because men will do what you allow them to do. Right? They will do what you allow them to do. So, really putting your foot down and really putting those boundaries in place. Like, if you are a woman and this is your friend and you've got, like, it's not just, you know, just friendly. Like, you like this man and you've been around this man for a set amount of time. And I think he was saying, like, he had been married before and, like, all this other stuff. He's like, I've done it all. Like, I've been married, da-da-da, yada, yada. And so I didn't like how it felt with this girl. And me being a girl's girl, I'm like, look, you might not listen to my advice. You might continue to do whatever the hell you gonna do. But, like, you're beautiful. Like, you don't need to be playing second fiddle. Or playing the long game
with
no
this
man.
Loser.
No. Yeah, like, fuck no. Yeah. So, I say all that to say, ladies, if that is you, if you feel like you're with somebody and you are just in the back, like, no. Stand on your one, stand on your boundaries. You're worth so much more.
And that's literally what I was going to say. Like, always know your self-worth. Like, if I can leave you with anything as we close this episode out, it's to know your self-worth. You are worth whatever you feel like you deserve that you need and want. And as you grow and as you learn, those standards become higher, right? And one thing I've learned is if you got all these men that want you, your standards are not high enough. Because there are some men that should not even be able to be in the same space with me. Do you understand? So
breathe the same air I breathe, honey.
But welcome back, y'all.
Welcome back.
We back.
We love y'all.
Yeah, like cook crack, okay?
Oh, wow. Okay, no, we're not.
I mean, we don't love cook crack, but what I'm saying
is... we're not. Golly. Rachel, please.
Okay, I went too far on the first
Be for real.
Okay, you're right.
Jesus.
I'm gonna be fucking
on that episode. You can be anything.
Be fucking for real.
Bye,
y'all.
This actually was.
Yeah. Once
I